Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this video is going to be a community update for August 5th, which is going to be covering the new tournament we have going on right now for the Ice Golem, and then a couple offers that are in the in-game, offer specials. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so first off, let's pull up the new event. This event has just kind of gone live today, and it looks like it's going to be a 4-day event that centers around the Ice Golem. It does have a global leaderboard that we can click up here, and then we have the guaranteed rewards on the right. Sorry, the video is super quiet. The music cuts out when you go into an event for some reason. I don't know if that's a bug or whatnot, but yeah, the music cuts out when you kind of go into an event. Yeah, so on the right is your guaranteed rewards, and the set that little red axe is the crit damage set, which is a pretty good set. It's definitely one of the better in the end game, because a lot of your champions that deal damage are going to need to have big crits, like your Cold Hearts and your Royal Guard and stuff like that. Especially if you're trying to, complete those last missions in the end game, like the Spider is a famous one where you need those big crits, and it is also a 2-piece set, so a pretty good set that's easy to work around. So I do like that being the set reward. That's pretty good. The rewards this time are definitely better. They're not a laughing stock like the last event, but still not to a point where I would say it's worth like going all in trying to win your group. I mean, if you're curious, the 2250 to max out and get the 5-star chicken, if you're curious how many runs that is, it's going to be about 160 to 240 runs, depending on your RNG, what kind of artifacts drop and kind of where you're at in your stage of farming the game. It should be somewhere in that range, 160 to 240. That's a lot of runs to do in 4 days. The 5-star chicken is definitely worth more for beginner players than it is for endgame players. Chicken kind of loses its value slowly over time. It's much more important for newer to mid-game players than it is for players who are in the end game and farming food efficiently. But it's a decent reward. It's a fair amount of energy to farm up a 5-star food. So, and then the 4 5-star epic crit damage pieces is pretty nice. The 125k silver is pretty meh. Silver, isn't worth a whole lot. I wish that was like 200k. And then, I wish it wasn't quite so many points. If it's just going to be set pieces, there's no shards or anything. So I would have designed it a little bit differently, but it is definitely a step in the right direction. So I'm going to give Plarium credit on that. Hopefully this is a trend that continues and we keep seeing these events become more and more fruitful for players who are willing to put in the time to grind them. The rewards go down all the way to 10 people. So your rewards on the right are guaranteed. If you farm the runs, get the points, you get those rewards. The runs here on kind of the main screen, this is in your group. You're going to be placed in a group of 50 people. And then if you can get into the top 10, after the 4 days, like when this ends, you will get the reward if you are in the top 10. It's going to be anywhere from 50 gems up to 90, depending on where you finish there. And then you're going to get a rare skill tome if you can get in the top 5. And then Ancient Shard times 2, and then Void Shard, and then 2 Void Shards. Pretty underwhelming in terms of the top 4. I think it's okay up until the top 5. Not great, but it's okay. Top 5 should be a little bit more fruitful. This should be like, a Void Shard and an Ancient Shard. And then 2 Void Shards and 2 Ancient Shards. And then the top 2 should be like a Sacred Shard and a Void Shard. And then like a Sacred Shard, 2 Voids, and 3 Ancients. It should keep stepping up, to give more and more shards and be a little bit more fruitful, because it's going to cost a lot. Every group is probably going to have those like 4 or 5 people that just wail out and go dummy wail trying to complete these. So, in order to incentivize people to go for that, more people than just 4 or 5 to get like, 10 to 15 people really going for these spots, the rewards would probably have to step up just a little bit more. So yeah, that's kind of the overview for the event. So I guess I should end with, on that note, if you're asking me, is it worth it to really go through and grind the event? I would say it's probably because you're gonna get good pieces, you know, doing the Golem anyway. It might be worth it to go up to 500 or 850, but I wouldn't kill yourself investing a ton to go for the chicken, especially if you're a newer player. It's probably more beneficial for you to farm food in the campaign. You'll get more silver and maybe some artifacts that you can use, and you should also be focusing on like doing your Minotaur and farming XP. So if you're an early to new game player, maybe just do like the 500 to the 850. If you're an end game player and you feel like getting the crit damage pieces, maybe go for it. You know, and you might finish high and also get a couple shards to go with it. So, you know, hey, that's kind of my overall opinion on that. And I also wanted to go over a couple offers here that are kind of seem pretty widely offered in the market, and we'll go over this one. You know, this is my calculator that I released yesterday, and so what we've got here is I will put a link to this offer calculator in the video description, and there is a link to a video where I talk about this offer sheet if you didn't see that video. So let's plug in the 450 energy. Let's plug in the 450 gems. We can see that I think that is worth about 950. So you know, when we put in the 18.99 that the offer costs, we're gonna see that we're left with about $10. So we have to ask ourselves, basically, is this full set of Immortal gambling it worth $10? Probably not. I'd probably rather have 10 energy refills. But the Immortal set is pretty good. It's definitely usable in the end game when you need, you know, for your clan boss and for those high level dungeons. You're always in need of more sustain. So the Immortal set's not bad, but $10 for a bunch of 5-star artifacts that could be really bad. I think I'd rather have 10 energy refills personally, but it's not a terrible offer. Like you know, so it's probably one that I would pass on. I would put it in the decent category. So if I were, you know, grading it on this color scale here, I would put it as a yellow. I would put it as decent, and probably just barely outside of something that I would think about purchasing personally. Now let's go over this one here. So we've got to clear this stuff out, and let's go energy 750, brews 25, and silver 750,000 with a price of $9.99. And we can see this one kind of falls in the red. So this is an offer that I won't be buying. I wish this was like, you know, $5.99, $6.99. It's just a, you know, or give like 2 million silver or something. So yeah, this is going to be one that I'm probably not going to be buying. So I guess out of these two, out of the Immortal set and the XP brew, I would definitely recommend the Immortal set. If you're kind of looking as to like which one I would buy if I had to choose one, it would be the Immortal set. Even though it is a little bit more, we're getting a little bit more value out of this one, in my opinion. So yeah, that's gonna kind of do it for what I wanted to talk about going over this video. And in terms of the rest of the week, I'm hoping to have a couple champion guides out. You know, hopefully like Tyrell and Ignatius, or, you know, I might do an epic like Royal Guard. So I'm definitely kind of kicking around some ideas on which champions I have in my roster to throw out a champion guide. So I'll definitely do at least one, probably 2 champion guides, and then, you know, hopefully some, you know, 3 or 4 other videos as well this week, as well as streaming probably 3 to 5 nights this week. So yeah, hopefully I'll catch you around the channel or the stream or something. And yeah, have a good rest of your day. Let me know down in the comments what you think about the event and the offers. And as always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.